scarf thing. Yes, I love it. Hi, everyone. We are live talking about Balance by, what's this author's name? Lucia Franco? I think that's how you say it.
I don't know why I'm being so glitchy. This is so. The computer just started right back up, so she's struggling.
She's like, I was
Am
not
I okay
warmed
now?
up and prepared for this. You're okay now, but
Bro,
there's just, yeah, you're good. You're good now. I was just saying, like, we're live
okay.
talking about, you got it? Got it,
Yeah,
got it, got it. I don't know how to say this author's name. Lucia Franco, is that how you say it?
yeah, Lucia Franco.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Fantastic. Okay. So, I don't know who where did you hear about this book? That's I'm just curious.
I heard about this book from More to Mary. She is a romance booktuber, but she's more like not as much in the community, but she talks about
Okay.
books really passionately. So I'm always like, oh, like a couple given 5 stars on Goodreads, a couple given 1 star. It's either 5 or 1.
Very polarizing. You either love it or you hate it.
Yeah.
So you last week you had not finished it, but you finished it, correct? Or did you DNF it? Because we were worried that
Yes.
one or both of us would have DNF'd
No, I
it.
finished it.
Okay. All right.
I definitely finished.
Oh, okay. You were glitched. I thought you said something else and you glitched just a little bit. But so yeah,
I
all
know.
of your I'm sorry.
I said I don't know why it's being so glitchy.
Oh. I don't know
Hold
why
on.
as you're glitching.
Oh God, like what is going on?
I mean, it could be my internet. My internet is always trash.
Because my internet's fine.
Yeah. I mean, I got full because you know how when your Wi-Fi signal's kind of low, it kind of gives you that little thing.
It
I don't have
tells.
that. It's like I don't have that. I don't have that on here. I feel like my internet's going strong, but
Okay, hold on.
okay. Okay, we are okay. Add her back
I
on.
left and came back to see if it'd be better.
Okay, awesome.
Okay.
We shall see. But I was gonna say,
I think it is.
huh?
I think it is so
Okay,
far.
awesome, great. Um, so I think like on the Swoon Sisters Instagram, you did make that little graphic, but with the content warnings, and
Mhm.
I didn't read that. And I don't read synopsises. So, but I did know that it was like an age gap, like taboo.
See,
I
that's
wasn't,
what I knew. When I put it
yeah.
on there, I only knew that it was age gap
Hmm.
and whatever, and there were 3 other options, okay? I don't know why people chose this one.
Oh my gosh. I think it's so funny because when people are voting, obviously, I don't think they're voting for a book that they've read before. So I'm not thinking like people are just voting for this book like they've read it before and they love it. They're obviously interested in it and they want it. It sounds good. They wanted, to read it. But so yeah.
I
Oh
wish
my
Steel
gosh.
Beating won.
Huh?
I wish Steel Beating won. Still Beating? That book is
Mhm.
good. Everybody likes that book. I didn't know this one was so polarizing.
And honestly, I didn't even look at Goodreads just to see the ratings before I read it.
Me either.
But okay. I forgot their names for a second, so I had to go on there.
The
I,
characters?
yeah.
Oh, I don't remember their names at all.
Adriana and Kova. Those are
Cool.
our Kova,
Whatever.
Constantin
But I
Kova.
have
Okay.
something to tell you.
Oh, what?
We gave this book the same rating.
Yeah! I love when that
This is
happens.
the first time that we both disliked a book.
Yeah, I think so. Well, yeah, I think so.
I think there were times where we just like felt meh about them like 3 stars together, but never like less than like 2.5, 3 stars, both of us.
Right, right. I think this is the first book that we've read that I've given like 1 star to. Spoiler alert, I rated it 1 star. But
Yeah.
I think I think one of the books I didn't like 2, but I didn't give it 1 star. I think I gave it like 2 or 3 stars or something like that. But yeah, anyway, so we have
Yeah.
our 2 main characters, Adriana and Kova. Adriana is 16 years old at the start of this book. She wants to go to a different gym. She feels like she's not being pushed at her current gym, and she wants to get better so she can one day go to the Olympics. And she knows that her age is kind of on not on her side, because people who are in the Olympics, they start the team at like 15 years old, so she's already a year older than that. But then once the Olympics comes around, she's going to be even older than that. So she's like, I got to get the training. I got to get, like, she has a plan, and everything kind of hinges on getting to like a very prestigious gym, like an elite gym that she can go and train basically with the best. So that's how we meet Kova. He is a former Olympic gymnast, now a coach, um, at the gym that she starts in. And he is, what is he, 32? 30, I
Something
think
like
he's,
that.
yeah, 32 or 33 or something like that. So there is where our age gap is. And then there is where our minor, like, relationship with a minor comes into play, because she does have a birthday in this book, but she's only 17. So, that's still, I think they did briefly talk about in the book like what the age of consent was in the
They
current
did.
state that
Not
they
a new dating online. New a dating online.
knew a dating. um so they did have, like, her and her friend had this talk about what actually the age of consent was in their current state, because she was obviously from the beginning. Ma'am, I blocked you. um
How did they come back?
I don't know. And then when I try to block it again, it says an error has. Let me
Can you
try to.
just delete the comment?
It's giving me because put user in timeout and block user, but it says that it was that person was blocked. Let me try on the actual YouTube app. Anyways, so yeah, they did talk about that, which I feel like I feel like being no matter what your age consent, I feel like for me personally, if you're gonna have like an age gap like this, they have to be at least over that 18 or over. Like, I don't care, you know. Okay, well, on YouTube it's fine. The message was deleted, and then it says
Okay.
that user was hidden. So perfect, awesome. I don't know why it's given. I think StreamYard is just glitching. I don't think it's your computer at all. I think it's just StreamYard. But Cool Gamer is here. Hi, how are you? So that was obviously my first issue with the book. Obviously it's taboo. It's meant to be taboo for a reason.
Yeah.
But
It
on
wasn't even the age gap necessarily that bothered me, or even that she was
no.
underage. It was everything together.
Yeah. It was just one more kind of thing on the cake,
On
you
top
know?
of
Yeah, of
the
everything.
pile this
Yes.
was.
And it's a sports romance because she's a gymnast.
I
And
like that part. That's why I
I
gave it 0.5, almost 2
I
stars.
did.
Because in my sports romances, I wish for more sports. Like, I want them to talk about it a little bit. So I liked
Uh,
in this book how they talked about it.
I am the complete opposite. Like, this is too much sports in the
You know,
sports
I
romance.
also did gymnastics.
Okay.
But I mean,
I
I don't remember all that stuff. But like, I that was the only part that I liked.
I this was I mean, I'm not like a sports person. I mean, I did like the closest I've been to gymnastics is a tumbling. I took tumbling for when I was a cheerleader, but like like this was just for me personally, my personal preference. This was too much sports in my sports romance because I feel like she was obviously very knowledgeable. I feel like about gymnastics and what training and stuff you have to do to become an Olympic champion. So author did her research. I mean, kudos for that, but I'm just like I don't need this much sports in my sports romance. Honestly, a little sprinkling. They play a game one time, she has a tournament. Sure, fantastic. This was just going into like very much all the technical aspects of it and I'm like, if I wanted to learn about gymnastics, I would read a gymnastics book. That's where I'm
That's
at.
true. I liked it though, and I feel like it made more sense because her whole life was gymnastics.
Yes,
I feel like with a
absolutely.
lot of sports romances, it's not like that. Like I feel like they have like a life outside of whatever
Right.
sport they're doing, but she like genuinely did
Did
not,
not. Yeah, didn't at all.
which I think is accurate. So
Yeah,
that was the only part that I liked.
especially like when they're in school and then you're also training to go to the Olympics. Like I feel like the hours that she pulled were very realistic because you know it's like you do all this training and then you have a little bit of school and then you come back and do more training, which fine, all well and good, awesome, great. I feel like it was focused, especially in the beginning, it was focused a little bit too much on the sport. So when I mean, yeah, when she first met him, she thought he was attractive, but then like when it came to them initiating the relationship and I was just like it kind of came out of nowhere because like she little it was literally I felt like a fleeting thought for her like oh yeah he's attractive, gymnastics and then relationship and I'm like
Yeah. Listen,
what.
I think I want to advocate to change the marketing of this book because I think
Yes.
that this book should be remarketed to be a thriller and not a romance.
A thriller.
Because
Honestly,
this is scary.
Kova, he
Coma is scary
I did not have much respect for him
at all.
to
Especially because he
begin
was
with.
scared. Because I mean, not that he was scared, but he would like be like, "Oh, I shouldn't be doing this. I shouldn't be doing this." And I was like,
Yes.
"Coma, like you so know better." And he
And
was so mean.
he was
Uh-uh.
mean. He was very
No.
mean. He
And the
was
whole
very
thing,
flip-floppy, like, he was just
I
like,
didn't like that.
"Oh, I'm not strong enough," and then as soon as the sexual encounter was over, he was like, "This was a mistake, we can't do this again, bye." And
No,
then, like
I did not like that. Like, if they made him, like, different, then maybe, like, it wouldn't have
yeah,
bothered me necessarily that she was 17, but, like, he was just so mean and,
yeah.
like, was so and I understand this is, like it's a long series, like, it's a series, I get it. There has to be character development, but come on now.
I cannot imagine I can't imagine this person being someone that she I mean, towards the end of this book, she was thinking that she loved him, and I was like, I could not imagine anybody falling in love with this man because he is just first of all, like, he takes alpha hole to, like, a whole nother level. He was
Oh god.
real I mean, he there was a part and I'll tell you, the part because I told you I was really close to DNFing it at one point, but I was just listening to the audiobook and doing something. So I was like, I'll just let it go, like whatever. Um, so spoiler about this little part. It's kind of towards, I would say the 3/4 mark. Um, basically what's like they have been in they've had sex and they're just a week after they have had sex she like they're literally just now talking about birth control and how she's not on any and then they didn't use a condom and so he literally said like if you become pregnant I will lie about it until my dying day.
He did.
I'm like yeah,
The whole, like, birth control thing got me too. They just too much stuff, like, that's scary.
it was literally like a week after they first had sex and they're like, "Oh, plan B." And I was like, "First of all, that's only effective like 3 days after."
It is.
I'm
But,
like
like but,
I
like,
was
the
like,
fact
"That's
that,
not gonna
like,
work."
even after that, though, when he knew she wasn't on birth control, he still continued to do what he was doing. I
Yes,
don't like
absolutely.
that. That part pissed me off.
And the
That's what I'm
fact
saying, it was too much. It was way too much. I honestly think that this could be a thriller. I'm literally 100% serious.
yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I like the other boy though. The boy,
I did too,
he was
yeah.
so sweet how he would come and help her.
Yes, he was, like, her only friend in that gym. I
And then
felt so bad for her.
when he like went to the hospital with her and risked all the consequences of skipping, that
Yeah.
was so sweet.
Honestly, she should end up with him, but that's not gonna
No,
happen,
for real.
obviously. But,
No.
like, going back to your point where you were like, even after they've already had the conversation that she's obviously not on birth control, and the fact that he said with, like, very serious, his whole chest, loud voice, "If you become pregnant, I will deny it to my dying day," that he continued doing what he was doing. And I felt like that's kind of
Man didn't even
rude.
try. Like he did not even pull out or nothing. Like,
Nothing.
bruh, get your shit together. You're 30 something years old. Come on now.
He's like,
Don't
"I
make no.
just don't have control around you." And I was just like, that is something like fuckboys say. Like, get the heck
That's
out of
no,
here.
that's like something we say when you're 17 years old.
I
Not
know.
30.
32. Oh my god. So that was the point when they had that conversation where I wanted to DNF it because I didn't have very much respect for him reading this entire book. At that point, I lost every ounce of respect that I could have had for him, and I just don't understand how one, the series is so long. B, obviously it's a romance series, which I will talk about that later. How she will eventually fall in love and they will be together. I'm assuming that's how it's going to go because that's usually how romances go, and this is marketed as a romance. I feel like this should not be marketed as a romance because this book did not end in an HEA. Um, but
Okay, but it's a series, so
a series that
you
I'm
know
not
the
going to read.
series you know the series just has to end in AGA. So mm,
At
mm.
least, like, they could have at least, like, ended it on some terms where they weren't, because they were, like, right at the end of the book, they were fighting, so it's not like they were.
Okay, but that happens in a lot of romance series.
I don't like it.
You know what it's
Um,
you know, this makes sense to me because this is what happens in, like, teen drama shows, you know what I'm saying?
mhm,
Like, at the end of the series, they're always, like, broken up, like, something bad always happens right at the end, and then you're like, "Oh, I guess I gotta continue on because what happened?"
no,
I mean, I don't
absolutely
really care in this case, but, you know,
not. No.
it's like a it's like a what's it called? Like a little draw to make you read the next
Yeah,
book.
like a cliffhanger.
Yeah, but it wasn't a cliffhanger. It was just, like, a little makes you interested.
It didn't, but
I mean, it tried.
it didn't.
Isn't this book the series 6 books long? I'm trying to look right now.
Oh my god, and if every book is as long as this first one, no.
Let me see, I'm trying to look right now.
Even if the next book was only, like, 50 pages, I still wouldn't read it.
It's 5, 5 books long.
No, absolutely not.
No, yeah,
Absolutely not.
literally, like, the whole thing is supposed to be, like, she has an illicit affair with a much older coach. That's fine. That's, like, the point of the series,
Right.
but he was just so awful.
He was. He was awful, and honestly, I really didn't even like her, to be honest.
No.
She was dumb.
And
Dumb.
I can handle, like, a pretty intense bully romance, but it's
Mhm,
like, he was so rude,
mhm,
and she's underage, like,
mhm.
that point just it's like them together just had me mad.
Yeah,
Because if it
absolutely.
was one, I could deal, but both and in the audiobook, I did not like his accent. I'm sorry, I know he's supposed to be Russian.
No,
It was
no, I know.
terrible. I didn't
Whoever
understand.
this narrator was did not do a very good Russian
He just needed
accent.
to do an American accent, to be honest.
Right. He's been in the States for how long? Like, he could have lost his accent, it's
He's
fine.
fine.
Oh my gosh.
But, like, nothing
Honestly,
even happened in this book.
it didn't. No,
You
no,
know, but
nothing
I
did.
feel bad for her.
You feel bad for her? I don't.
No, I feel bad for her just because she's so lonely.
Oh, yeah, and her
Like,
mom was a bitch.
her parents don't care about her. She lives in an
Her
apartment
dad
all
cared, like,
alone,
just a little bit. Her mom
barely.
Her mom,
But
no, like, she couldn't even exist for all her
but
mom
then
cared.
she would just go to the apartment, her alone apartment, had no friends living near her, nobody in the gym liked her except for that one boy,
I know, that
and
one girl at the gym was just so mean to her.
she really had, like, no friends. That's just I can't imagine just going back late at night to an empty apartment every day and not even having nobody to call. I mean, she had her friend back home, but her friend back home probably with her boyfriend.
Her friend back home was having her own problems with her man that we don't that was all mysterious because she didn't even wanna tell her friend about it. Like, she didn't like, her friend didn't even, like, confide in on Adriana about any of her relationship drama, and I'm like, "What's going on there?" I kinda wanted to know more about her
Yeah, I
relationship.
feel bad though. But then also, so when I was 16, I was in a relationship with someone who was 19, and then when
Mhm,
I turned 17, they turned 20, and that relationship was really, really bad. But
mhm,
like so since I was like a similar age to her as I was then,
uh-huh,
as she is in the book. So
mhm.
like I could see how this would happen. Like honestly. Like it's realistic to me.
Yeah,
It's just not a romance. It's a thriller. Like
it's
if
a
this was a thriller, oh god, this would be 10 out of 10.
like, the end like, the surprise, like, at the end is, like, he's actually, like, a psychopath and hides, like, girls
Not
that he
even. I mean, it could be, but, like, a lot of, like, these romances, like, I haven't read, what is it? What is that what is that Vanessa book? What's it called? Van
Oh, uh, oh gosh.
My Dark Vanessa.
Oh,
That's it. I haven't read that one yet, but I know it's like a woman, she's looking back at, like because she had an affair with her teacher when she was
mhm.
underage, and she's looking back because he's now being prosecuted or charged for something, like, else, and it's been being
Oh,
found out that he's done this a lot of times, and so she's looking back and, like, questioning because she never really thought it was a bad thing even now, like, she
mhm.
never really thought about it, and then now she's looking back at it, seeing how she was, like, taken advantage of and, like, emotionally abused. Like, if this was that, like, this could work as
Yeah,
that, but not as this.
not as
Not as what it's trying to
not
do.
as this. Not as this. Yeah, I mean, just it's I don't know. I mean, it is what it is. Too much sports for me. He was a jerk. She wasn't all that great anyway. Like, she was dumb. Like, how you reach I mean, I guess her mom isn't really a mom to give her any kind of talk, but it's like, how do you reach the ripe old age of 17 and not know what a UTI is? Or like
Uh,
I'm just I don't
but
know.
I don't know either. I don't know. This book why did you give it 1.5 stars instead of 1 star?
I think on Storygraph I put as 1.5, but I think, like, now that I'm, like, thinking more of it and now that we're finally discussing it, yeah, it's definitely a 1.
See, I gave it 1.5 because I like the sports.
Oh, yeah. No, I didn't at all.
I thought about giving it 2 stars for the sports, and then I was like, "No." I was like, "I'll give it half."
A half a star. But, like, I really like, literally the only thing that I did like about it is that one guy the one that was her
She
friend at
can
the
write a
gym.
good character, apparently, she just chooses not to.
He just chooses not to.
But then she has this other book, Hush Hush, that a lot of people really like that one, so I might try that one just because, like,
That
people
one's on
like
my
it.
library.
Where? Is it on
It's on Hoopla.
it's on Hoopla?
Yeah.
Let me see. Not Becca Fitzpatrick, and I think Hush Hush, it's a standalone, and it's still long, but not this long. It's like
Yeah.
450 pages.
What
But people
yeah,
there's this one person that I have in here, Corey's Corner, and
uh-huh.
Corey gave Balance 5 stars and gave Hush Hush 5 stars. I don't trust Corey.
I don't trust it. Yeah,
No,
whoever gave this book 5 stars, I don't trust you.
no, and because tell me why it has a
This book has an
4.0,
average rating of 4
4.0.
stars.
Yeah, with 10,000 ratings. And it has good, like, readership considering because the first book only has 10,000 ratings, but the last book in the series has 5,000 ratings. That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's a pretty good that is
Normally, it
pretty
would
good.
only have, like, 1,000, but this one, the last book has half the amount of the first one. That's really good retention.
It is. It is. Yeah, no. Mm-mm.
No, someone said All the freaking feels. This is what Corey said. Hell hath no fury. I fumble at having words to describe what I just read for the intense feelings of fury that I have. What an adrenaline rush and train wreck that I simply could not look away from. This is book gold, people. Books that make you feel this love of angst, emotion, tears, and feels. What a winner. Why, oh, why do I fall for those men that can be such assholes and mean in certain stories? Kova boiled my blood, and at the same time, other things, my love is just as intense as my hate for him. Corey, please be for real.
My
I
love is
need
just as intense as my hate.
She said, Adriana, I just want to wrap her up and show her the love and attention that she craves where her parents failed her. My heart truly
No.
goes out to her, and I love her character. She's full of fire, tenacity, spirit, and spunk, and she doesn't back down. There were times when I was yelling that's my girl, you tell him. I'm so nervous how the next book will be. I can't imagine having to wait for book 2 to come out. The experience was truly incredible. What a brilliant writer Lucia is.
Okay, wait a second. Like that one literally said like Adriana was like was their girl. Like
So,
every time she told like she said something like, yeah, like you tell him. Tell him what? You did not tell him anything.
no,
You
okay,
rolled over like a dog wanting your belly scratched all the time.
no, see, I get this part when she says, what an adrenaline rush and train wreck that I simply could not look away from. For
Yeah.
real, but if this was marketed as a thriller or a literary fiction, the rating would be completely different. Like if
Yeah.
this was even marketed as literary fiction, I would give it like 4 stars. Because then the intention of what it was trying to do
Right.
was there.
Right.
Like it was trying. That's what My Dark Vanessa is.
Okay.
It's a literary fiction. It's not even a thriller.
Okay.
So that's what it's trying to do. Like it depends on what it's trying to do. And this
Right.
did not make me feel romance.
No, absolutely not. No.
If it was but also you said into the 4 stars, but I like the sports.
And to each their own. I
But
don't
imagine if this
care
was a literary
about.
fiction. It
If
would be
yeah,
so much better.
if it was a literary fiction, I probably wouldn't read it. But like I mean I read some literary fiction. I don't read like a lot.
But it would be better
It
than
would
what
be
this.
it would be better because like you said, your expectations would be different from what you're going to get out of the story.
Yeah, like in My Dark Vanessa, like you're anticipating like, oh, this man's gross. Oh, like
Right.
she's dissecting it. But like in this book, like if it's a romance, in the end, you're supposed to feel a certain way.
Yeah,
You're
you're
supposed
supposed
to
to
like them
feel
together.
right, exactly. And you're supposed to feel like these two characters are growing closer together, so it's going to make sense for them to be together towards the end of this book series whatever. I don't believe that for a second. There's nothing that was written in this book that would make me think that Kova would change. She
Not
would
even
grow
that.
up
For like
and they would be happily
a
ever
happily
after.
ever after, no. Like I could see them
No.
maybe dating for like a little bit. But this man is too grown, and when this girl matures, she should realize
That
how
other
to like
guy is really like was there for
significantly
her.
better.
Huh?
Significantly better.
Yeah. I guess. Yeah.
I want to know what happens though. Like I want to try and find a summary of the book so I can know what happens. But I don't want to read them. They're too long.
Yeah. No. I'm not going to read them. So if anybody has read this whole series, spoil it for us. But yeah, so anyway, that not much really else to talk about, the fact that we hated it. And
Mhm.
let's see. Our next one
Oh, our next book?
is Make a Scene
This
by
one's going to be good. I know.
and I
Better
love
than
how
this one.
I love how you're like no content warnings because this is going to be just a really great. I feel like I was really anticipating this book. I'm glad this one won. I've been wanting to read it. And fake relationship, I mean, it's great. I love that fake relationship. Boxer slash baker. Okay, I hope there's really not whole lot of boxing references.
I hope there's a little bit.
Just
Like,
a
oh, like I
little.
punched the bag a little.
Yes, that's fine.
Maybe like she goes to visit him at the gym or like one of his games or
Yes, I would. That's
tournaments,
fine.
fights. It's not a
Fight.
game, it's a fight.
It's a fight. Yeah. So like that's fine. Like I would let that in my sports romance is fine. A little practice, a little working out, one game, one, and then done.
I like the sports. That's just me. I don't even like sports. Like you're not gonna catch me watching a sports game. But I feel like this is like the highlight reel of like sports. You know what I'm saying? Like
I
I
don't
get
even
like
like
the
the highlight reels.
interesting parts. I get the interesting parts, and I don't have to sit there and watch a 3-hour game when I don't know what's going on.
Right. Right.
I like that. I like that.
So yeah, I'm very excited for Make a
I'm
Scene.
excited
That's
too.
like like we always say, typically we go for the first Sunday of the
But
month,
it's January 1st.
but it's literally New Year, and I possibly will not be in town. So it's probably more than likely going to be on the 8th. Um, but we will obviously give y'all a date when we get like our schedules and things. Are you going to be in school, back to school at that point in time?
Our
Back in town?
classes start the 9th. Yeah, and I have to come back here on the 3rd.
Oh. So you're going to be using that weekend. Are you going to be moving back in that weekend or no?
No, because I come back the 3rd. That weekend is gonna be me um doing move-in because we have to like work move-in shifts. But that's like
Right.
during the day. Once it gets dark
Okay.
out, like at nighttime, there's nothing.
Okay. Alrighty. So we'll see. Even if I was like I come back, because we usually go to the dunes like during the holiday weekends, but we're usually back in town by like 2 or 3. So if we had to do it on the first, it really wouldn't be that big of a deal. But yeah. Anyway, so yeah, that is our next live. That's going to be on Deja's channel. But yeah, so we set our ratings, right? 1.5. I'm going to change it to 1.
Yeah, I'm
Um,
1.5.
1. Yeah, I know someone was messaging me on Instagram. Oh my gosh, I feel so bad. What's her name? Anita. Yes, Anita. Um, she was like, "I'm always missing all the lies because I never read the books on time." And I was like, "Yeah, 'cause this one was a long one too." And she was like, "Hope it was a good one." I'm like,
Mm,
"No."
I want to return my audiobook so bad.
Same.
I'm honestly might because I know it hurts the author, but Lucia
You hurt
needs to
me.
think about what she's done.
I know it hurts the author, but Lucia, you hurt me. So
She needs to think about what
that's
she's
fair.
done.
She does.
Honestly, if this book was a literary fiction, 10 out of 10 would be better. That's my stance. Or a thriller.
Just because your expectations would be different. So
Yes, because this is not romantic. It doesn't, at no
no,
point in this book does it feel romantic.
I was not wooed in any way. No, absolutely not.
Mm-mm.
So yeah. Well, anyway, we're cutting today's live a little short. Both Deja and I have things to do. But thank you so much, everyone who's watching now, everyone who's watching on the replay. Thank you to my lovely co-host, Deja. I good luck on your presentation. You have a presentation.
Thank you.
Finishing up the semester
I'm almost,
and almost done.
yes, I literally just have that presentation.
And then that's it.
But I'm only off for 2 weeks. And I'm working full time in those 2 weeks. But I'll be okay.
But I'll be fine. Like if I'm not at school, I'm working.
No, honestly, there's no breaks over here no more. That's high
Yeah.
school. The
Yeah.
breaks are high school. Now I'm an adult. Okay, I
Now
gotta
you're an
work.
adult. You got to make the money. Yep.
Yeah.
All right, everyone. Well, have a wonderful, wonderful holiday. We'll see you in the new year. Bye.